It's the 6th of February. This is Rabbi Levitt, Nefesh Hahaim.
Okay, we're in Perek Yud Aleph, and we're up to the pasuk in Tehillim Mizmor Yud Gimel. Yagel libi bishuasecha, Amar Rebbe Avohu. And Meir is reading for us.
Okay. Okay, let's go. Okay, so let's start over. Shocher tov tehillim mizmor yud gimel yageli bi bishuatecha. Okay, so the shocher tov in tehillim yud gimel yageli bi bishuatecha. I will rejoice, or my heart will rejoice in your salvation. Okay. Amar Rav Avahu ze'echad min ha-mikraot akashim. Rav Avahu, this is one from the, I guess, the hardest verses. Okay. She'yishuato shel hakadosh baruch hu he Yeshuatan shel Yisrael. So what the salvation of Hashem, blessed be He, is the salvation of Israel.
Right. This is what we were talking about yesterday. He's continuing with this same theme that Hashem is, as it were, in Golus together with Klal Yisrael, and he's in a state of pain and suffering, also like Klal Yisrael is. Ima nochi b'tzara, we said. Right. I am with them in the tzara, because I'm right there, just like they are. And when so therefore I need a Yeshua as well, kabiyachol, as it were, says Hashem. So this is what Rebbe Avo is saying about this pasuk. The way we read the pasuk, we didn't read it like that. We just read it. I just read it but we I just read it that here, this is the way we read it. Yagel libi bishuasecha, my will rejoice with your salvation. What does it mean with your salvation? We could read that it means with the salvation that you will provide and do for us, Hashem. We need a salvation, and you're the one that's going to do it. So it's called your salvation. The word bishuasecha means your salvation. But there's no distinguishing between the causing the salvation or needing the salvation. So here Rebbe Avo is telling us that in this pasuk,
I think we lost Rabbi Levitt. Yeah. Oh, he's back.
Certainly did.
He's coming back.
Oh, that was quick.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. Baruch Hashem. We haven't had that for a while, right?
Yeah.
Baruch Hashem. Now we remember that that could also happen. So what Rebbe Avo is telling us is that he sees in this pasuk, when it says, I am rejoicing, Hashem, in the salvation, in your future salvation, meaning that you are going to when you are going to save Klal Yisrael, that's going to be your salvation as well. Hashem needs a salvation as well. Who in the world recognizes Hashem? And even if they believe that there is a creator, Do they believe that he has anything to do with what's going on in the world? They have no emunah, no bitachon whatsoever. So, and they don't right. We don't want to say against all the people in the world, but that's the truth basically. So that what that and that really means that Hashem is in Gullus. He's not recognized. He's not acknowledged. He's not revered. He's not worshipped. So this is what Rabbi Yevo is saying is one of the most difficult psukim in the Tehillim, because it's acknowledging that. Okay.
Okay.
So if you'll ask, where is it that Rabbi Yevo saw this? Now he's going to tell us.
Okay. It says, let's see, Bishuatenu ein ketiv ella bishuatecha chule. So in our salvation, it's not written, or it's only written bishuatecha. In your salvation, Yeshuatecha he Yeshuatenu. So your salvation is our salvation.
Yeshua say no, it doesn't say our salvation, because it's not only our salvation that's at stake. Ela bishuascha, but it does write Yagel libi bishuascha. David says, will rejoice in your salvation, Hashem. What that means? Yeshuascha, your salvation, he Yeshuasenu, because your salvation is our salvation. Your salvation depends upon our salvation. Okay. B'mehera v'yameinu, Bezrat Hashem. Okay, so let's go further. Ein Bezoar in Parshas Emor. Inina Kosov. And we go to Roy to continue the reading.
V'ayin Zaha Emor Tzadik Rish Aleph Beis V'inyan HaKosuv La Yeshua
Lashem HaYeshua. Zeu Amo Imo Nochi B'tzara.
I'll release him. I don't know. The who Emo Anoki Sarah. This is the meaning of I'm with him in his distress. Is that it? That God joins him in his distress, and then as the verse continues, I will release him. Haino Shemin Matzah Mashatev Asar Yisparach Shema Oz Acharei Seyu, etc. I'll read all that before that. He further stated, who's he? Oh, David. Salvation is God's upon your people, your blessing, Selah. Salvation is God's. We learn that Israel is meritorious, and that each place it is exiled, the Shekhinah is with them. This is how Israel will exit the exile, will flee will freedom be for Israel or for God? But this is established in many verses. Salvation is God's, for certain, when your blessing is on the people. This is the meaning of I am with him in his distress. That God joined him in his distress, and then as the verse continues, I will release him, and so on. And the last bit here that I've got, v'chasher Radom ein maragish tzaro suroi megadel mariruso matzam ra when a person does not feel his own pain from his affliction, as a result of the greatness of his bitterness over God's pain, so to speak, and these difficulties themselves are the very remedy of his sins.
Could you read that again a little slower? I didn't try to enunciate each word. I didn't hear that.
I will release him when a person does not feel his own pain from his actions as a result of the greatness of his bitterness over God's pain, so to speak, then these difficulties themselves are the very remedy of his sins, and he is atoned through them to the point that the difficulties themselves leave him. These are the holy gevurot, is God's way to sweeten the bitter with the bitter, and this rectifies the midot in their source.
Okay, didn't understand. Okay, we didn't read this yet, actually, in the Hebrew. So maybe we'll take some time to read what he's saying over here. This sounds like a very deep concept, and there's no he doesn't go into it at all. He'll probably go into it in the next paragraph. Okay.
It's over the page here. Yeah.
All right.
So I'll read it, or someone else read it. Someone else can read it.
Okay, so what do we have so far? He went on he's bringing a pasuk, L'Shem HaYeshua. To Hashem is the salvation. Zeu imo anochi b'tzara. That is when Hashem says, I am with him in his affliction. Hainu shemin hameitzer mishatev oso yisborach shmo. Azachal. That is, that from the affliction, Hashem is meshatev. He becomes a shutev he becomes a partner in the tzara of the individual, or in the community as a whole. And then he will release him from his affliction. Okay. Now let's fine. So let's Lou, you want to read the last few words of this parak over here, starting from Ukasha Ha'odam Ein Margish Saro.
Okay, let's see if I can find it.
Should be 4 lines from the end of the parak.
Okay.
The very last sentence.
End of Parak Yud Aleph.
Yeah, I'm at the independent, if I can't find the, you
Yeah.
see where it says Hain Etzem?
Yeah, one line before that.
Okay.
393, the
Ukasher Hadam Ein Margish Sa'aro Mi Surav Mi Godel Mi Russo Mi Sa'aro Ki Kiviachol. Okay, so that means when a person does not feel his own pain from his afflictions as a result of the greatness of his bitterness over God's pain, so to speak,
Oh, okay. I see what we're saying now. Okay.
then
He's big. Yeah.
then these
Okay.
difficulties themselves are the very remedy of his sins. He is atoned through them to the point that the difficulties themselves leave him.
Lou, did you read over the page to 395?
I'm reading the English on 392 right now. The
Yes, I
bottom.
know, but it continues, the Hebrew continues over 395 with the English over only on this page.
Oh, yeah, I didn't read the Hebrew on 395.
Yeah, right.
That's why the English is so much longer than the Hebrew.
Yes. That's where I got caught. Right,
Okay, but anyway, we get the idea that if a person's pain comes from his empathy with Hashem, that Hashem has pain to be achol, then that is something that brings tshuva to the brings a kapora to the person.
In other words, that when a person he's not feeling that tsar, he's getting yisurim, he's getting afflictions, and the natural thing when a person receives afflictions is that he feels the pain of those afflictions. But here we're describing a situation where a person does not feel the pain of his afflictions, which by nature should he should feel. So then that's the first step. The second step is, why is that so that he's not feeling the pain? Is he some kind of he's got some problem? No. The reason why he's not feeling the pain, reason why he's not in a state of pain over his own afflictions that he is receiving, is megodel mirirusoi mitzaroi kaviochol, is because of he's focusing on and thinking not about his own yisurim, but he's thinking how much pain kaviochol Hashem must be in as a result of this calamity that Klal Yisrael is in. Migodel miriruso mitzaro, that Hashem has tremendous bitterness over the tsar of this I guess of the person, or of the all of Klal Yisrael. Not sure exactly, because he said before. Okay. Anyway, it sounds like we're just talking one person. Okay. Okay. So now, okay, we got that part. Now we're going to go to Hamaruros Halalu. That bitterness.
Hain. Etzem, Meruk, sorry, Pisha'av, Umisa Kaper, Bazeh, Ad, Shayisurei Atzmo, B'Deilin, Hey Menu, V'Hain Hain, Ha Gevuros, Kedoshos, Kedarko, Yisbarach, Shemo, Laham Tik Mar, Bemar, Vahu Tikun, Hamidos, Bishar Shan, Bishar Shan. Okay, so going back to the previous page, the English, these are the holy Gevuros, as is God's way to sweeten the bitter.
No, before that, please.
Okay,
One sentence before that.
when a person,
Hamaru,
okay, so these difficulties
right.
themselves are the very remedy of his sins, and he is atoned through them to the point that the difficulties themselves leave him. These are the holy Gevurot, as is God's way to sweeten the bitter with the bitter, and this rectifies the midot in their service.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure what that last sentence means.
Yeah, the last sentence. Okay, but before we get to that, let's just go to the second sentence. So the second is what he's saying is a person. Okay, these are the words, like you said, Hamaruro. Just saying it over it again, so that we get it straight. What we got over here, Hamaruro is halalu. These matters of bitterness. Now he's referring to the asurim that this person was receiving from Hashem that he didn't feel. He got through. He said before he wasn't feeling them because he was not focusing on the pain. He wasn't focusing on his own pain. He was focusing on the marirus of Hashem, the bitterness of Hashem over his pain that he should have felt from the afflictions that he was receiving, although he wasn't in pain as a result of them, because he wasn't focusing on them. He was focusing on Hashem's bitterness over the situation. This bitterness itself is going to be a way to remove and expunge his pesha, his sins. If you wonder, well, we didn't mention anything about sins over here. What's the sins have to do with it all of a sudden? But like he's been saying all the way through, why is it that the person is receiving the Yisurim altogether? Is because of his sins. But this bitterness that is going to be a means to expunge his sins. I guess what that means is to take them off the record. There's a kapora. That's what he says right now. Umiskaper bezeh, and he will atone for these sins with this bitterness to such an extent ad sheyisure atzmo, to such an extent that the asurim that he is, the afflictions that he is receiving now, which are there to clean up the spiritual filth of his sins, bedelin, will be removed. The Yisurim of that he is himself is having will be removed, himenu, from him. So that's a real good kapora. That's a real good atonement. That he won't need any more kapora from the that the afflictions are providing him. Okay. Not 100% clear to me, but okay, we got some type of a superficial understanding of this.
Okay.
Oh, and then we don't understand these what he says in the parentheses. Yeah, this is pure Kabbalah over here. Hein hagvuros kedushos darko, and this is the gvura and the kedusha kedarko of Hashem as he that's his way. That's the way of Hashem to do this. That's his gvuros and his kedusha. Yisbarach Shmo. What is the way that we are talking about? Lahamtik mar b'mar. to lahamtik means to from the word matok, to sweeten. To sweeten that which is bitter with
10.
what?
At 12:30.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Lahamtik mar b'mar. I'm not sure why he says lahamtik mar b'mar. Literally, that means to sweeten bitter with bitter. To sweeten bitter with bitter. What is the bitter with the bitter referring to? The bitterness of the sin, and Hashem's way is to to make sweet that bitterness that the sin is in its essence with bitterness, with afflictions. That's the way Hashem and like that Hashem makes it sweet, because if the suffering is if the Yisurim is taken in the proper way, then it expunges the afflictions, expunge the bitterness of the sin. So all he has now is matok. He has now sweetness. His pesha has been expunged, and that of course is the sweetest thing that there could be. And he has a kapora, and now he doesn't even need to have any more of the afflictions which were meant to remove the bitterness of the sin. V'hu tikun hamidus b'shorshan, and this is a rectification of the midos at their very roots. It's not a band-aid. It's going down into the yesod, into the foundation, and uprooting the roots, so that there's no more any bitterness from the sin. The sin is totally removed at its roots, as though it never was done. And that is that's Hashem's way. That's his gvura, that he does that. And that's his kedusha. Okay. I see an awful lot in these 4 lines. That's why I'm taking so long to translate them and not just run over them quickly. I hope that he's going to continue with this idea and explain it a little bit more, because I don't think it's so fully explained. But at any rate, that's the end of Perek Yud Aleph. So a round of applause.
Yay!
We finally finished it. Yay! Okay. Okay, so we go to Perek Yud Beis, and we ran out of time. So that's that. And tomorrow we have Gemor and Brachos he starts off with.
Ah,
And it looks like he is going to be continuing with this idea of Hashem who joins his name in the tsar of Klal Yisrael. Okay, we'll see. Very good.
Thank
Okay,
you, Rabbi.
everybody. Have a good day, Mayor.
okay, have a good day, everyone.
Yashikleya. We'll be back very, very soon. Hopefully.
Okay.
Bezrat